¿Ya estando la música ya empieza?
I love micheladas.
What's up, my dude?
What's happening, brother? Dude,
Welcome.
thank you for having me, dude. Finally, I'm on your show. I've been digging the show, dude. Like, okay, you have the Glutster, right?
At the Glutster, he was number one.
Que Madre,
Que Madre,
Hood Foodie,
Diego,
Steven from Sarah's Market.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I'm outclassed here, bro. Am I in the right place or what?
We had the Cholo Chug founder.
That's right, Edgar. Shout out to Beer Thug Life, dude. My boy, dude, from Compton. Yes.
Dude is dope. He's a really
He's
cool
awesome.
dude.
Yeah, dude. Known him for a little while now and stuff. Back when he was kind of getting started and everything. He joined the SoCal Cerveceros. One of my partners is Ricky Rivera.
Okay.
President and founder of the SoCal Cerveceros. It's the largest homebrew Latino club in the country, dude. So he was involved in that organization and stuff. Got to know him, dude. That guy's
first
cool
of
as
all,
hell.
Julio.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Founder of Cerveceria Mundial.
Yes, thank you.
Before we go on, welcome to the ILM Show.
Again, thank you for having me.
Fernando, put your name out there.
Chris, thank you. I know, who is this guy, right? You know what I mean? Dude, thank you for having me again, dude. I'm really enjoying the show, dude, and thanks. We didn't talk about it.
Cerveceros, SoCal Cerveceros, largest Latino, but they're not just Latino anymore, right?
No, it's multicultural, dude.
Yeah.
Also, it's open to pretty much anybody that has an interest in beer and all that. My other partner, Fred Llamas, he's a board of directors too, dude. These guys embrace everybody.
Yeah.
You have a love for beer, you have an interest in it or whatever. It doesn't matter what you're about and everything, whatever. If you have a strong interest in it, dude, they're open arms, dude.
And now you have your own beer.
Dude, this thing right here. Yes, thank you. Dude, it was a long time coming. It was tough. Painful sometimes, dude. It pretty much sucks up all your money, especially when you go out and do it on your own. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that have they're able to get funding and everything, but the thing is, I went for funding a little early, and dude, the deals were just really bad because everybody saw an idea, but didn't see execution. Because execution is number one. Dude, you need to have something in your hand, and you can show these people like, hey dude, this is what I'm doing, versus like, I'm thinking about doing this. It's more impactful, and I thought that maybe if I just use my own money and put out a prototype and just get it out to the market.
So you got the prototype with your own money?
Prototype with my own money, dude. I scraped.
That is risky.
It's risky as hell, dude, especially with the volume we're doing. Our first run was 25 barrels, dude. 300 cases, dude. I had no experience, dude. I had to pretty much go and sell it myself. And look, no blowing smoke up your ass or anything, dude. I have to give you a big thank you for getting us into Smorgasbord.
No problem.
And the ILM Michelada beer garden, because the thing is, dude, you, Sarah's Market, and Ramirez Liquor were the first ones to really step up and be like, dude, we heard about your thing.
Yeah.
We're willing to take a shot at it. You know what I mean? Take a chance.
It's good.
On it.
It's good. It's got a really unique flavor, and it's like a new style, right? It was the first East LA beer.
Yes.
Quail Pale Ale.
The Quail Pale Ale, the QPA, and Spanish is the Colorniz, because like, dude, we wanted to do a really bicultural, bilingual thing. That's the new normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a golden age to be Latino, and then Latino kind of spreads out to everything, dude. People are fans of the culture, even though they're not in the culture, but they can appreciate it.
That's what I tell everybody. It's not about the Mexican market. It's about the Mexican market's influence on everybody else.
It's the culture, and dude, you guys have been spearheading the whole thing and showing different styles. You know, you bring the old school, and then with using like La Pistola as an artist and everything, a little edgy, cool graphic arts and everything, bringing it into the restaurant, it brings it modernity. You know what I mean? You're bringing it up to date and everything, and that's awesome. That's what I admire about you guys. You're able to take something that's old school, reinvent it, but keeping the flavor and the authenticity intact, and doing your own thing.
But you come from a world that kind of like taught us to do that with the music world, right?
Yeah, dude.
I grew up listening to like OG hip hop music.
Yeah, and that's where my experience comes from, dude. I've been 20 years in the music business, dude. I started off interning to different places, dude. One of them was at Rogers and Cowan. They had a TV and music department. I thought that was cool, dude, but that wasn't really my field, dude. Then I thought I was gonna get into, dude, we're going full circle here, dude. And I'm a little old, dude. So then I thought about music writing, because I always had a love for music and everything. But again, I didn't know anybody in the industry. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna intern for Billboard magazine, do a little writing, dude. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I'm not that disciplined, you know what I mean? And anybody who knows writers and stuff, dude, you gotta write every day.
You gotta write a lot.
You gotta write a lot.
Any craft, you gotta do it a lot.
Yeah, and then at that time, dude, I was at UCLA, dude. I was like, I'm gonna go to law school, dude. Okay, anyway, dude.
How old were you here?
I was like, what, 20?
20.
Yeah, 20 or so,
Fresh
dude.
out of high school. In high school, what did you want to be? What did you want to be? Like, what did you think you were going to be?
Dude, I thought I was going to be a lawyer, and I thought that was going to be my trajectory. Initially, I was thinking of sports medicine and everything, but then you realize that, hey man, there's a science involved, and science and I don't really get along as much as I do with liberal arts.
You're more debater, writer.
I'm more the bullshitter. Like, okay, can we curse on the show? We can do a little bit. Okay, dude, it's your show, right? You're the owner, dude. Cool. So then, dude, initially I was going to do that, and I decided I'm going to intern and just kind of get a feel for it. I want to do entertainment law.
Okay.
Then
so you went from lawyer to entertainment law to interning in a more entertainment media.
Yeah,
world.
dude. So I said, screw it, dude. If I'm gonna do entertainment law, dude, I want to do music because that's what I liked. You know what I mean? So then I'm like, Interscope Records and Death Row Records. They're down the street from UCLA, and I'm like, dude, I didn't have a car, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can walk there and do my hours. You get like 20 hours, dude. You get 4 credits a class. I'm like, you know what? I can do that.
So you got credits just for hanging out at Interscope?
Just for hanging out, dude. And then by doing that, you kind of started meeting some people. You kind of grab a cool vibe. Dude, you're doing menial work. Dude, you're doing like filing. You're doing a little bit of tour press. You're getting a little taste. But the thing is, dude, it's important. You're meeting people.
And at this time, who was at Interscope? Who were the artists?
Dude, we're talking Marilyn Manson. We're talking No Doubt before Tragic Kingdom.
Shit.
Actually, I was there when Tragic Kingdom like crashed.
When it dropped?
Dude, it was like insane, dude, because they put us into like this conference room, and they're like, we have this band. They had a record before. They have a new one called Tragic Kingdom. Here's Gwen Stefani. She comes in, dude. It's like regular person, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, she didn't seem like a star just yet because I think she just came like from home or whatever. And then they played Just a Girl, the video. I was like, holy shit! All of a sudden, it was the first time I'm like, dude, here's this Orange County girl dressed like the aesthetic of a chola, doing her thing, doing a little ska reggae kind of thing with a little bit modern electronic thing. Dude, I was like, holy shit, dude. I'm like, I'm in. You know what I mean? Marilyn Manson, dude. The Brian Setzer Orchestra was there too. And then around that time, Death Row started popping because one day you start hearing dum, 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 dum. I'm like, wow, what's next door, right? So you go down there and then you start hearing about, it was Dr. Dre's label. I'm like, dude, I'm an NWA fan, you know what I mean? Like, wow, dude, Dr. Dre, yeah, he's going solo, doing his thing, and this guy Suge Knight is a part of it and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, I need to get over here, right? So
would they hang out there?
They would hang out there. Yeah, dude, it was like a clubhouse.
Shit.
And then you start seeing things that you're just like, okay, this is all right, dude. You know, it starts getting a little scary and everything. You know what I mean? Right. And I was like, you know what, this is cool, but I need to find another place where I can really start my career. You know what I mean? Because I was there for like a Death Row for a split second. Then I jumped over to Priority Records, and then they did like NWA. They did. And
what were you doing at Priority? Were you still interning, or was it like actual?
No, this was an actual job. You know what I mean? Because I started doing like, it was just glorified grunt work, right, at Death Row Records and all that stuff, because it was early, dude. We're talking like, I think the Chronic just dropped, and then it was a Dog Pound coming out next and everything. Dude, it was electric, dude. It was a 90s hip hop time. Dude, people had money. People had expense accounts. It was nuts, dude. So I'm like, this is it, dude. I'm going to go to Priority Records, dude. I'm going to stay a year, kind of feel it out and everything, and then go to law school, dude.
You never made law school tip.
Dude, never made it. Never made it, dude. I'm like, you know what? Forget this, dude, because the lawyers were telling me, dude, why would you want to go into law? I go, this is boring, dude. We're doing contracts and stuff. You're out hanging out with these artists and stuff. I'm like, no, but you know what? My ideal, dude, being Mexicano and stuff, like, I gotta make my parents proud. Because like, my parents didn't get it.
I need to buy my parents a house. I need to buy them a car.
And I need to get them off my ass because they're like, hey, dude, get yourself a real job. You know what I mean? And for them, when I told them that I was in the record business, they thought I was working at a record store.
Okay, they thought you were filing records.
They're like, and God bless them, dude, because they were like, so do you lift them off the truck and then you stack them yourself? I'm like, no, it's not even like that. What I do, I get artist interviews and stuff and all this stuff, and they're like, we don't get it. You know what I mean?
So what was the job? Like, okay. What was the job?
It was a PR and marketing department.
What does that mean?
PR, like, again, all press. Say you're an artist. If I represent you as your publicist, dude, I do the red carpets with you. I do interviews, TV, radio. I do print.
And you're just hanging out with them, kind of advising them, putting stuff together?
I lock the stuff down. Say you're an artist and you need to be on Univision, dude. I lock down the booking for Univision. You perform there, blah, blah, blah. I did bilingual, and I did hip hop. I did rock. I did all this other stuff.
And who were you representing at the time?
At the time, I was doing Mac 10. We were doing Ice Cube. Ice Cube. We were doing Snoop. Okay, the funny thing is that when I came over to Priority Records, that's when Tupac was taken out, right? And then I heard that Snoop was coming over to Priority through Master P's No Limit record, because we distributed Master P's No Limit record. I was like, oh shit. Now the shit's coming over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because dude, it's awesome in hindsight, but when you're kind of feeling it, dude, it's a little bit.
Yeah, at the moment it was intimidating.
At the moment, it's a little intimidating, dude. My first gig, dude, and it's intimidating because you start seeing all these different people around and stuff, and then business is done a certain way and all that. Dude, hey,
Business is done a certain way. It's a great euphemism.
exactly. So then I heard that Snoop was coming over with Master P, and then we got signed because Master P at that time was the only one that can really like protect Snoop.
Yeah.
Because dude, he was next probably. I don't know. Again, it's 20 years. I get statute of limitation, right? Suge, I don't mean shit here. I don't mean anything by this. But it was.
Suge actually is the #1 subscriber to the show.
Is it? Oh, dude, I like Suge Let's Micheladas. All right, love it.
Suge loves micheladas.
So then, dude, so then Snoop came over and stuff, and then I had. This was before Snoop really did his. Well, actually, you know what? I'm lying because Snoop had already came out with.
No,
Doggy
Snoop had
Style.
already. Yeah, it was already Doggy Style. It was all that.
But then there was
But it was
lull.
No Limit Top Dog. That's the first album.
No Limit Top Dog. But then at that time, dude, nobody was really messing with him because of the whole. People were scared, you know what I mean? So then Master P also helped them out, not only protecting him, but also gave them opportunity to do another record because dude, nobody would sign him.
But No Limit Top Dog had all the West Coast people because it was Exhibit and A-Dog were on Be Please.
Be Please on it, yeah. It was pretty much featuring all the friends and family.
Because at the time I was young, but I didn't understand the behind the scenes. To me, it just felt like a continuation of his career.
Yeah, it felt like that, but then when you start working
Looking
with
back,
him,
yeah.
looking back, dude. Okay, again, there was a time where dude, Snoop they weren't really messing with him.
Okay.
And then there's another guy, Ted Chung, who really took him over and really brought him into VH1 and got him that dad show with the football and all that stuff. And he got hot again. You know what I mean? But during the time when I was kind of dealing with that situation, it was tough. You know what I mean? But it helped out with having Master P, having him co-sign.
Yeah.
And the time when I actually got there, this is where I felt the electricity, dude. Priority Records had just released Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. They distributed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because back then Jay-Z and the Rockefeller family, they were looking around for different record deals because no one would sign them. You know what I mean?
Reasonable Doubt was 96?
It was 96, 97, más o menos, dude. So then when I got there, dude, they released it through a company called, a record company called Freeze Records. It was like a dance company and everything, a dance record company, and we did the distribution for it. Dude, it hit. It was electricity. Dude, it's a classic album.
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt's crazy.
Dude, I walked in, I'm like, dude, who's this Jay-Z guy? And then all of a sudden, dude, I heard Ain't No End, right? I'm like, oh, dude, what is this? Then Brooklyn's Finest with Biggie and other. I'm like, well, this is real. Yeah. This is real deal.
Dead Presidents.
Dead Presidents on it with, dude, oh my God, you know the whole thing, dude. But then the thing is that people still weren't really signing him. So then I remember they came to Priority Records and they were like, look, we want about $1 million to start our label. Priority said no. So then they're like, oh shit. They went over to Def Jam and got 7.
Shit.
So the thing is that sometimes things work out for certain people, and sometimes it doesn't work out for some people don't see the vision of it and everything. So then they took off. And then around that time, again, No Limit was hitting, dude. Those guys were selling weekly, going gold, going platinum. Dude, Master P would walk in with his whole crew. They were like 15 guys, all with little packages. You don't know what's in those packages. I don't want to know, right? And then, dude, we would celebrate. He would bring out cases of Cristal and Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, dude.
No way.
Yes, every time a record went gold and platinum and everything. And the thing
Cristal
is,
and Chicken and Waffles.
And Chicken and Waffles, dude. And then we all got a plaque because again, dude, it was the 90s, dude. People had money. It was a bling bling era, dude.
It was the 90s. That's
dude,
right.
It was Priority Records, Death Row Records, Cash Money, No Limit. What's it called? What are the other ones? Murder Inc.
Murder Inc.
And Bad Boy.
That's right.
On the West Coast, it was us, Priority Records and Death Row Records, and we distributed Death Row Records as well, so we were part of that whole family as well.
So you guys had everything?
We had everything. We were the West Coast guys. We had it on lock. We had Razzcast, we had, again, Mac 10, we had West Side Connection, people like that, and it was a fun time, dude.
Yeah.
But then Napster hit. Dude, it tore a whole new asshole into the industry, dude. Dude, all of a sudden.
Was it that bad?
It was very bad, dude, because the thing is, dude, the industry tried to fight downloading.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to move with technology, bro. You got to move with change.
But at the time, no one knew that.
No one knew that.
You know, to their credit.
Until Apple came out with Apple Music, and then they started doing deals with artists and stuff and all that, and things kind of changed.
I think because Napster tried to do a direct deal with everybody, but they Nobody wanted to.
Nobody wanted to.
Before we continue,
Yes,
what beer
yes.
do you want to try with the micheladas? Because
Okay.
this whole story makes me want to drink.
Okay, dude.
Style and chicken and waffles.
Dude, I'm sweating too. We're thinking back to those situations and everything. But you know what? Micheladas, dude. Why don't we just try the Asahi?
Let's do it.
Dude, 'cause
You mentioned that you like the Asian beers with the michelada.
I love Asian beers with the michelada because a lot of them tend to be like rice lagers. And for example, the Asahi Super Dry, dude, it's dry. So it doesn't really add... It makes a nice neutral thing so you can actually taste the michelada.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you feel like the traditional Mexican lagers and stuff, like the corn thing kind of gets me...
You think it stands out too much?
It stands out too much sometimes. It depends on which one you're drinking.
What's your favorite Mexican beer?
Favorite Mexican beer? I would have to say Pacifico.
Pacifico?
Yeah, I really like Pacifico because, dude, it just conjures up that idea of being on the beach eating fish tacos, dude, bro. Like, really, dude? That's
Eating some ceviche, fish tacos, some
Dude.
oysters with Javi and Paola.
Salud. Yeah,
Salud.
dude. Salud to the Glitter and Power.
Cheers.
Cheers. But it's almost there. It's not
really
even.
good with
It's not even there, right? You know what I mean? The michelada stands out a little bit.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, you're right.
It cuts it, dude, and I like that it's dry. It doesn't linger too much, and then boom, the little ram of tahini kind of lingers a little bit, dude. You don't get that corn, like that almost like foamy thing that you get with some corn lagers. That's why I like the Asian beers, the Asahis, dude. Also, I like Height. It's Korean, dude. You guys in Koreatown and all that. The spiciness. I think the spiciness. You need a beer that's very light.
Well, Height is for spicy beer. I feel like you go to Korean barbecue, you get your spicy pork belly. You need like 3 Heights.
Exactly, and it cleanses the palate.
Yeah.
It quenches your thirst, dude. And
He's
then
very good with this. You're right.
right. I mean, am I tripping or what?
No, you're very right.
Yeah, man. Because at first I was really thinking, I'm like, well, maybe I can think of a Mexican beer, but I was like, you know what, dude, keep it. Do the Asian thing.
Because everybody always asks us like, what beer you recommend? I'm gonna start saying Asahi because this is very good.
Dude, if I can, Asahi, dude, can be a new michelada. You could be the Boyle Heights michelada. Is Mexican and Japanese. Yes, Boyle Heights, dude. Add a little Jewish element to it, dude. That's the Boyle Heights thing in the class. You know what I mean? But back to the thing, man.
So then you're hanging out with all these rappers.
Yeah.
You're learning about. You're seeing people make deals.
I've seen people make deals, dude.
How long were you there for? How long were you there for the whole era?
Dude, I was there for 4 years. And
what's the craziest thing you saw? Just one, like Suge Knight story or something. Something you're comfortable saying out loud.
Okay. All right. Okay. I gotta be careful. Okay. Well, this is really early on, dude. Like, one of Suge's guys came over, and he was looking for the guy that I was working with, right? One of the head publicists, this guy named George. I want to mention the last name. He was looking for him, right? And I'm like, okay. He comes up to me and says, I'm on my desk, dude. I'm fresh out of school, dude. Like, snotty nose, whatever.
How old are you? You're like 19, 20, 21?
Dude, I'm like 22, 21 at that time, dude. And then the guy comes and says, hey, dude, where's George? And I'm like, I don't know. The door was closed, right? Because normally if the door's open, he's here, right?
Yeah.
This is around the Snoop trial, you know? And then he came back because I was like, dude, I don't know where he's at. He's like, okay, cool. And I was on the phone picking up voicemails. The guy, he takes off, and then he's like, but I'll be back. Okay. I get a message, 2-way page. Remember those 2-way pages?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I'm in the office, you know, whatever. I'm like, oh shit, I just lied to this dude, right? And then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of sweating a little bit because, you know, by that time, it's reputation, right?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, you see
all over the news.
Dude, you see 16-year-old kids with these like S600 Mercedes walking up, and I'm in my little piece of shit Jetta, you know what I mean, rolling up, you know what I mean? So I was like, there's something happening here, you know what I mean? But then finally, the guy came back, and he's, so what's up? I'm like, bro, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know, and I quit. He's like, smart move. I got my shit and left. It was like that, dude, because and the next day I found out that, you know, he was dealt with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how, but there was rumors going around. Something happened, and that just led to the demise of me sticking around there, and moved over to Priority Records, and I thought that kind of thing was gonna keep going because Snoop was coming over, right? And then again, it was Tupac just passed, and
but then Napster happened. That's where we left off.
Yeah, so then it was like 2000, 2001, más o menos, dude. I was Napster hit. There was a lot of consolidation with the labels. So then Capitol Records came over and bought Priority Records out. We're talking the guys who started it, dude. They got their 250 million. You know what I mean? Because again, there was money back then.
Yeah.
So then Capitol Records got them out, and then they let go of a lot of people. Then, funny enough, dude. Again, this is I guess 20 years, right? A guy from the accounting department, a friend of mine, he's like, look, dude, let me peep you some shit. They're about to let go of half the staff.
Shit.
And the thing is that
The account knows.
the accountant knows, dude. He's like, look, if I were you, because you're the homie, I would try to get on this first wave, because you're gonna get a severance package. You're gonna get something called a mass layoff severance, and your contract. So I'm like, oh shit. I started doing the math in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like a year plus that I can just kind of goof around and do my thing, and I get paid. I'm like, okay, because I'm like, okay, so what's going on? He's like, well, the thing is every subsequent layoff,
You get a worse deal.
Get a worse deal, and then at the end, you're probably gonna get nothing. I'm like, oh shit. So I go talk to my boss, John Blunt, awesome guy, dude, cool guy. I'm like, look, dude, I'm ready to go. And he was like, dude, really, dude, why are you taking it? I go, I'm gonna go independent, because when you leave somewhere, you would go independent, you do consulting work, right? And it was hot back then. There were so many labels and so many people doing their thing. I'm like, I'm gonna take off. You know what I mean? He's like, dude, are you sure? Are you sure? Sure enough, dude. I get the papers, I sign them and everything, get a sweet deal. I did a year. I'm with my brother hanging out, because he had gone to law school. I mean, to grad school in Chicago, University of Chicago, and then he was back in LA. We had a little distance because we hadn't really been talking and stuff and all that. So we needed to bond again. So at the time, dude, he got some money, and he bought a Porsche Boxster, and all we did was just roll around in that thing, smoke weed, and drink and hang out and everything for about a year.
For a year.
Dude, for a year, because dude, I was cool, right? I was everything is paid for, and all that. Then, dude, my fucking money runs out.
Oh yeah.
And then like a month where my contract was about to end and all that stuff, dude, it came faster than I thought. And I'm like, oh, dude, what am I gonna do, dude? So I went independent, dude. I did a couple things. I started it's called Stilo Media, dude. I had Mr. Fab. I had some guys from up north.
From the Bay Area.
From the Bay Area.
Yeah, Mr. Fab.
I was doing that stuff, and I was
during the hyphy movement.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then some of the hieroglyphics guys, and I was doing Razcast, I was doing a bunch of other people like that, right? But it wasn't like it was before, dude. Like, you can feel it, you know? Things were kind of collapsing. Labels were folding. People were getting taken out. Then all of a sudden, dude, people that are getting taken out are your competition.
Yeah, because they're going independent.
They're going independent, dude. So I'm like, oh, dude, what am I gonna do? Dude, so I started freaking out, and I'm like, well, I need to find something else. And a friend of mine told me, like, look, you should contact this service, because before it was they used to call them headhunters, and it's kind of like it's kind of like temp jobs, but for executives. And back then there was one company that was doing just executives that will find you and place you in different places, because if you're a director plus, you're vice president, all that stuff, you need someone to really go in there and advocate for you, right? Yeah. Because these jobs don't get posted on monster.com and all that stuff. Yeah. So then I hired one of those people, and they were like, look, dude, music is kind of tough right now, but there's stuff in advertising. I go, dude, I've never done advertising before, right? What does advertising mean? You know what I mean? Because advertising could be ads on TV, it could be print ads or whatever.
Yeah, it could say anything.
It could say anything, right? So they're like, look, there's a place called Agencia de Orsi. You might want to go check it out. They do stuff in Spanish and English. I'm like, well, my Spanish is very good. I'm fluent, but copywriting and doing all that, I go, I'm a little intimidated. Or writing press release, it's a whole other thing. They're like, dude, don't worry about it. Most of the stuff is in English. Come down. So I went there, dude. It was cool, but the thing is, dude, it was a lot of work. Dude, and we were just servicing the client. Dude, you're working 12 hours. Dude,
and was the pay the same as before?
The pay was actually less.
So you got a pay cut.
I got a pay cut.
And working more.
And I was getting fat, you know what I mean? I'm eating, I'm hanging out, whatever. I was missing music, because you want to do a little bit creative, because, dude, advertising, dude, is very, you need to be on your shit.
You need to hit your numbers.
You need to hit your numbers, and you also need to, with the copyright, everything has to be printed correctly. A little typo can set off the whole campaign. Yeah. So I was doing that. I did PR for 2 years, and then for 2 years I started doing account services, which is a little bit more intense and again more detail oriented kind of thing. And then
is that more like dealing with the clients?
Dealing with the clients directly. And before, because I was doing PR, after the campaign would go, I would do PR for like an Ad Age and Ad Weekly and all that stuff, right? But then there's this whole other thing, the account services, where you're actually the one who proofreads everything, make sure that everything is in line, make sure that the photo's correct, make sure everybody's credited and all that. And I was like, that was a little too intense for me. And I'm like, you know what, I need to go back to something creative, right? And then, but at that time, dude, that's when I really started meeting people, more Latinos, dude. Yeah. Not just Mexican, because I grew up in East LA, born and raised in East LA, dude. It's homogenous, 99% of it is Mexican. Yeah. I started meeting people from Colombia, from Venezuela, actually from Mexico City, not just from the rancho where my parents are from. You know? My parents are from Zacatecas, from Tlaltenango and Trancoso, dude, rural, dude, you know what I mean? But we're talking like Ciudad de Mexico, we're talking, you know, people with money too, you know what I mean? It's a different... Monterrey, all that stuff. I'm like, wow, dude, this is an entirely different thing. And I started seeing that South Americans were Latino with European kind of things going on, right? So that was like the first time that I really started... I rediscovered the culture, because I was immersed in rock and I was immersed in hip hop, which I loved, but I took the culture for granted, right? So I rediscovered it because, dude, back when we were growing up, it wasn't as easy as it is now to be Latino eating tacos and all that, dude.
It wasn't.
It was a whole different thing. We're from the age of Prop 187.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where there was actual real fear. I know ICE is heavy and all that other stuff, but dude, at least there's organizations like I looked at a lot of people like that, Maldif and all that, who would advocate for you, dude. Back in our day when we were growing up, dude, you're assed out. You're on your own. Yeah. That was real fear, dude, because they would go and actually take people out. You know what I mean? At seamstress places and stuff, or you know.
Remember the movie
places.
Born in East LA?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we grew up with, right?
Yeah.
Now, like, and then speaking Spanish, people would look at you weird when we were growing up. And eating tacos, dude, that was
we come from the generation where the people who grew up in our generation were told not to speak Spanish by our own parents.
Right.
Or, you know, I think like we were at the tail end of that, but still there.
Dude, I don't know if you ever saw that, but there were some schools that was smacking in the hand with
really?
a ruler if you spoke Spanish, you know? So we come from that generation. Now, dude, speaking Spanish gets you laid. You know what I mean?
Now you pay extra as a parent for your kids to go to like a bilingual school.
Exactly. And now people are discovering Spanish and speaking it correctly and traveling to Mexico and discovering new lands. I mean, dude, like you guys, I mean, for God's sake, you guys own Oaxaca. I mean, you guys are celebrities, you know what I mean? But because you guys were advocates and you guys pushed when it was hard to be Latino and to embrace our food, because it was seen as inexpensive food that you can get on the street.
We're still fighting that.
And it's a shame.
That's still the hustle.
It's a shame, but because of you guys and because like writers like Javi and then like all these other writers as well, and the cookbook and all that, dude, it's world-class cuisine. And it should be seen as that, but there's no real advocates for that until you guys really started making it popular and taking the brunt of the first initial like, what's that? What's that about? You know what I mean? Why is your restaurant Mexican and in Koreatown? Why don't you have a Korean? Like people can't break out of boxes and stuff. Yeah. But because of you guys and then people who are really pushing like for our culture, it became something else and a rediscovery, and then people are now embracing it. Now everything's tacos. They have Taco Tuesday, LA Taco, whatever. All that stuff is big, and your restaurant is, dude, world renowned.
So is that kind of like what led to Cerveceria Mundial? Like the whole Hispanic influenced beer, East LA beer. Yeah, dude. So after that, dude, I got back into music for a quick second. I went to D Barry Media doing Latino music. Mm-hmm. So we did Enrique Iglesias, Shakira, all that stuff. She had Juan Gabriel, dude, big. Damn. Italian woman handling all these Latin artists again because there weren't enough Latinos doing on the PR side or
on the PR side.
Okay, so it went back to the PR.
I went to PR for like another 4 years, dude, and then after that I was like, man, you know what? I'm old now. I need to do this myself now. You know, I saw entrepreneurship. I saw from hip hop. I saw from Master P. I saw from Russell Simmons. I saw it from all these different people. There's a template. You got to go and take a chance and do things for yourself, because if you don't do that, dude, you're never going to make an impact. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So then I was like, well, I need to get out of here. I need to start my own company. So I took two of my co-workers that were there at the time, Monica Escobar and Dario Molina. We created this thing called the 3 Collective. And we started taking on clients, and we inadvertently became our competition. So we started getting like Hennessy, Red Bull, Los Lonely Boys, Juanes, Gloria Trevi, dude, AG, like people like that, dude. We were starting getting these kind of clients.
On the PR or marketing?
On the PR, still on the PR side. And we were like, whoa, this is interesting, right? But then 2008 hit. And I was like, okay, we're not getting as much action as we were before. Because
the second Napster.
The second Napster, exactly. The economy just tanked, right? But then what I was doing, I was bringing more of the crossover kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So then my side of the business got hit first. Ah. You know what I mean? Because on the Latino side, dude, they were still farming out projects. Yeah. Because on the Latino side, people are still buying CDs. You know what I mean? Now they're starting to download now. Yeah. But there was still a need for people to come in. And then at the time, this is like maybe 10, 12 years ago, labels weren't really investing a lot on these artists, because a lot of Latino artists, they just blow. Mm-hmm. And for them, either they blow or not, it doesn't matter. We don't have to market them too much. But at the very least, we can get them some PR that gets them out there. And then that was the way for them to really move the artists, right? So we would get some of that, and then D Barry Media would get the other and all that. So then after a while, again, with 2008, I'm like, dude, I was kind of burned out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I was really burned out. And I'm like, no one's getting rich here. We're doing well. We're doing very, very well, dude. But in terms of like an impactful thing where I can say, I created this and I sold this off and I'm now a serial entrepreneur, that was my dream. I didn't know how to go about it. So we were like, okay, I'm thinking, I got to do something else, dude. And then that's when se me prendió el foco. And I was thinking, okay, I need to do something else. I worked out a deal with my partners where that I can work from home and pursue my other things, because I was like, dude, it's now. It's now, dude, because I'm already in my 30s. And I need to start doing something significant, because at your 20s, you kind of goof around, dick around, do whatever. Your 30s, you start learning. 40s, I was told that you need to put things into place. And 50s, when you really start hitting. Now everybody wants to be at 25, wants to start hitting at...
Everybody wants to be hitting at 25, 30.
Dude, they're not you. You know what I mean?
I'm not doing it either.
And if you're not doing it, I'm not doing it.
I'm still trying to reach that 50 goal line.
Dude, so then I was like, dude, I'm burned out. So then eventually, dude, I sold my part off to my partners. And then I felt free and cool, like now I can pursue my thing. But I was like, oh shit, now what am I gonna do? Yeah. So then at the time, I didn't know what exactly was my next move. I was like, maybe going back to music, maybe I go back to school, because that's like the middle class thing where you kind of think about it. I'll just go back to school, right? I'll go to law school, dude, whatever. Anyway, so then I decided, well, okay, I can do music writing. I can do maybe I can produce a product or something, because eventually I noticed that I need to get out of the service industry, dude.
Yeah,
I need
something tangible,
something I can hold in my hand, dude.
Yeah.
Your micheladas, for example, dude, by the way. So then I was like, I need to make a move. So then I was trying to figure out what was going on. Dude, cannabis was hot. Beer was just starting. There was like Skyscraper Brewing in Monte, one of the first ones, and then like the first version of Angel City before they got bought out. Again, beer was it was not really a beer scene. So I'm like, I started feeling something going on when Golden Road, before they got sold by InBev, they were the first one out that was really starting to impact. And then I saw a couple others starting to open. I'm like, okay, dude, I need to cover this scene. So I started a blog called In the Suds. Started writing and all that, dude. Really pretty much free. Like I was doing it for myself.
Yeah, for yourself, just for a hobby.
For a hobby. And then I started meeting people. Then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Maybe I can look into this brewing thing. Look into a brewery. I don't have $1 million. If anybody tells you, like you were talking before, anybody says it's going to cost you less than $1 million, they're lying.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about. Everybody that I talk to, again, because of my blog, I interviewed people that I wanted to get at, which is kind of like the move that I suggest for people.
That's what I'm doing with this,
dude. It gets you at the people that you want to get to anyway, right? Yeah. And jackasses like me like to talk about ourselves and all that, so we have no problem giving information, right? So then those people became my mentors, right? I started saying, okay, well, wait a minute. Maybe I can do this myself, and maybe beer is a viable industry, because, dude, I just like beer. Like my roommate in college, he was Pat, he was an Irish guy. Dude, he would have his little like home brew kit that he had it under his bed. So he would bring German beers by and everything, and I'm like, whoa, this is really good. So I got into beer early, and then also some of my friends went to Sierra Nevada. They came back with a pale ale.
Oh, okay.
First time I tasted it, I was like, spit it out. I'm like, this is disgusting. I go, this beer is rotten, dude. I'm used to Modelo, dude. And then, or 8-Ball, whatever you had to get your hands on when you were younger, right? Mickey's, all that, dude. So you have the Mickey's palate, right? And I'm like, dude, what is this? But then you start craving it. So anyway, dude, fast forward again. I'm like, I need to do something. I got into this beer blog. It kind of took off a little bit, you know? And then a buddy of mine, Dennis Romero, he's a writer for the LA Weekly. He's like, bro, you're kind of one of the only guys out here writing about this, dude. So would you want to come and write for the LA Weekly? I was flattered, but then I found out how much you were paying. or not paying. I'm like, I took it to my wife. My wife's like, dude, you need to get a job, dude. You know what I mean? So then I kept with the blog, again, just to distract myself, because look, you're an entrepreneur, dude. When you're trying to get, it's a buzzword now, and I think it's kind of hyped up a little bit.
I think it's very hyped.
It's very hyped, right? And a lot of it's bullshit. A lot of it is like, people don't know what they're getting themselves into. Yeah. But until you really get into it, dude, it's lonely. It's a sacrifice. Yeah. And it's people don't understand you, and your ideas, you can't get them out fast enough. Yeah. Because either the money's not there or the opportunity isn't there, right? So then I'm like, well, I can keep writing about this, or I can actually produce the beer. Again, I looked into the breweries. I'm like, dude, I don't have that money. Even if I could raise that money, I'm on the hook for it. Yeah. I might as well get a job, dude. You know what I mean? So then I'm like, okay, well, I started geeking out. And I interviewed this guy that was doing contract brewing, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't need a brewery to brew beer? And he's like, no, dude, what are you talking about? And at that time, it was kind of like having a ghostwriter for being a rapper. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then, because there was such a big boom that it became part of the norm. Then all of a sudden, like, you know what? I'm gonna go and do contract brewing. Again, this is like 7-8 years ago. I'm gonna try contract brewing. I'm gonna investigate, dude. Going to the licensing, dude, it was a pain in the ass, dude. It was tough, and I didn't know how to move, you know?
And contract brewing is when you get another brewery to make your beer. You give them a recipe.
Yes.
It's like private labeling.
It's like private labeling, but again, it's your recipe. So
it's your recipe, you develop it. Someone else just kind of helps you make it at the brewery.
Exactly to your specification, and then you own it.
Yeah.
It's yours. All they do, you can give them the rights to produce it for you, but it's your thing in case you want to sell.
It's like a commissary.
Exactly, and it's intellectual property as well. So then I was like, well, okay, let me look into this. You know what I mean? So then I went ahead and I started looking into it a little bit, and everybody's a capacity, dude. Everybody here in LA was full. Dude, I went to Boomtown, Indy, Mumford. I went to Monkish. I went to Alley Ale Works. I went to everybody, dude. Everybody's cool concept. They love the Latino thing and everything because it wasn't really being done then.
Yeah.
Cool concept. Everything. This is great, but we're at capacity. So then I started like, fuck, dude, what am I gonna do? And I just stumbled onto this article. It was called The West Coaster. They cover the beer scene in San Diego, and then they started talking about stuff going on in Tijuana. Again, this is like 7 years ago. Yeah. I'm like, there's a beer scene in Tijuana? Dude, let's go. Pack up the car. Let's roll out.
It's huge
right?
now.
It's huge now. So we go down there, and then I started meeting a bunch of guys and stuff, and I hit up, and I meet up with the guys with Insurgente. Again, Insurgente, they're big now, and they're going through their thing and all that, and I think they're open now again? I don't know.
I think so.
But back then, they were just doing stuff locally and bringing a little bit over to San Diego. I'm like, guys, dude, I started meeting them that got along with them because they were also in the music thing. They did music publishing for one of the publishing houses.
Oh, okay.
That's what we kind of bonded, right? The Damien and Ivan. So then I was like, dude, you know what? San Diego is saturated, dude. LA, dude, wild, wild west. Jump over San Diego and come to LA, dude. There's nothing cracking over here. They're like, we don't know how to get there. I'm like, let me help you. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, let me help you. I'm like, oh shit, I got to figure out how to help them out.
I got to help myself now too.
I got to help myself out too. So then I went to the people that I know, dude, Ramirez Liquor. Again, I think Steven from Sarah's Market, you shout out to him and Sarah. They were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
I went up to them. I'm like, look, guys, there's a beer from Tijuana called Insurgente. They have a Lupulusa, and they have a white beer, and they have a brown ale. That's all they had. They're like, well, yeah, we can go ahead and help you bring it over. So we helped with the labels, trying to get it through the ABC and all that stuff. I was going to do part of the distribution. It turns out that they had to switch over breweries and stuff, and I didn't hear from them for like 6 months. And at that time, I was like talking to them, like, oh, dude, you should introduce Mexican ingredients. You should bring in, dude, vanilla, chocolate, coffee, dude. We did the
all
best, dude. All the flavors of Mexico, dude. We did the best, man.
The foundation of all,
the foundation of everything, right? Because nobody was really doing it. And then I was like, and also we should look into a collaboration with Stone, because Stone back then was actually messing with smaller breweries. They do the three collaboration. They would do like a small regional one, them and somebody else. So they would do like a triangle kind of collaboration thing. And they were like, yeah, that's cool. They're like, do you think Stone would even listen to us? I go, I think they would. I go, it's a kind of cool concept, dude. 6 months pass, a buddy of mine calls me. He's like, hey, dude, congratulations on that Mexican beer. I'm like, what are you talking about? He sends me the link, dude, and it's Cerveza. Like, it's got chocolate, it's got vanilla, whatever, dude. So I don't know, dude. I took it kind of weird.
How do you pronounce it?
Cerveza.
I always say Chocovesa, just because she's named Choco.
It's probably Choco because of the chocolate, right?
I don't know.
So then I was like, whoa, dude, wow, you know what I mean? Like this, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about.
And Stone collaboration. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm not gonna play the role and stuff, dude. It's fine, dude. We squashed it and everything because I thought that they kind of took an idea, but whatever. It was still early and everything. Ideas are like everything. They're in the sky.
Yeah.
You got to do it yourself, and that's what led me to the thing where like, you know, I got to do this myself because this may happen over and over when I'm trying to do some things, and we're cool and everything because actually Javier Cabral, one of your old guests here, like my little brother. He was like, dude, I need to write about these guys for LA Times. He goes, do you mind if you link them up? And I was like, I don't know. You know, that was kind of weird and everything. But I was like, you know what? I want to be the bigger person. It's cool. I reached out to him. I connected him. And I'm like, look, guys, just at least tell people that I was an advocate for you guys and everything. I'm not trying to take any credit for anything. And they were like, dude, cool. Yeah. So then they went ahead and they put a line on the LA Times thing with the Javier wrote, dude. I felt cool in that. But then I'm like, I need to get my ass in gear. So then I started looking around for different places and all that. I couldn't, again, everybody was a capacity. Then I was over at Whole Foods because I would go just to leave the house, dude. Because after a while, dude, I kind of got bummed out. Just to leave the house, because I was in pajamas all day. My bills were paid and stuff, but then I started running out of money, and I'm like, I need to go do something. There's nothing like incentive when you run out of cash, dude. So now I was continuing with my blog, and I met with my boy, Tim McDonald. He was a Whole Foods beer buyer
Oh, shit.
We hung out and everything, and then he was my connect for Pliny, because Pliny the Elder was hard to get back then. Now it's a little easier. But he was my connect, and he would go just shoot the shit and talk and everything. And I'm like, he's like, you know what? You ever read this beer blog and everything? He's like, I want to be a brewer. I'm like, really? I go, that's cool. You should pursue it. And then there was some kind of competition with Whole Foods and Golden Road where you can go ahead and brew a beer. It's a contest, and if you win, it gets released in Whole Foods.
Okay.
So he won, and it was a grapefruit pamplemousse, dude. It was a grapefruit saison.
That's good.
And I'm like, dude, what's up with this, dude? I'm like, Tim, I didn't know you had this kind of skill. I go, dude, you should pursue this. He's like, well, I don't know. Then I lost contact with him a little bit, but I'm like, look, dude, if I ever start anything, I want you on the team. I'm gonna hit you up. He's like, cool. So then he went over to Highland Park Brewing for a little bit. He did one called Timble Pills. He won a freaking gold medal in JBF. It's like the Olympics of beer, dude.
It's crazy.
For that one, right? And then he had a baby, moved over to Florida, and he was at this place called Calusa. Calusa Brewing. It's like a thing down there. And then he got recruited by Monday Night Brewing. It's a thing in Atlanta, supposedly. Like a regional, really
Monday
strong.
Night Brewing?
Monday Night Brewing.
It's a good name.
Yeah, dude. And then my wife was like, dude, at this point, dude, I went through 3 or 4 different brewers, dude. Didn't work out, dude. It was a mess. No one could commit because everybody has a life. Yeah. People have kids and everything. I'm the only one that's single. I mean, not single, but
how long is this process?
Dude, we're talking. This is like 5 years.
5 years.
5 years, dude. And it was wearing on me, dude. And then finally, my wife's like, "You should hit up Tim," because he had just had a baby. And I'm like, dude, he's busy. You know, he has his own career going and everything. She's like, just hit him up. Call him up. I'm like, dude, I have this thing. I want to create a virtual brewery, meaning. We don't got to talk face to face, bro. Texting, social media and all that. That's what we communicate, dude. I don't want to bug you, and I don't want to interfere with your job and your baby and stuff. He's like, dude, cool. So then for about 6 months, we were going back and forth, dude, samples and everything. Yeah. And then at this point, I was like, look, dude, I think that we should do a pale ale. It's friendly. It's not an IPA because only certain people are into real IPAs, and then aggressive IPAs. The crowd gets smaller. Very much smaller, dude. So then I looked into lagers and pilsners, dude, which are my favorites, dude. It's an entirely different process. It takes longer, and it's cold fermented. The thing is with that kind of brewing, dude, it's like baking. Yeah. Ales, it's kind of like cooking, making a caldo. You can always add water, you know, the ingredients and all that. Hey, company shows up, échale agua, you know what I mean? But with lagers and pilsners, dude, you put it in the oven, it's like a souffle.
Yeah.
You can't leave it.
You gotta leave it. And if you screw it up, dude, it is done. There's no turning back. The whole thing. Right? The whole time. So then I'm like, you know, this is kind of making me nervous. So Tim, dude, I think we should let's go for a style that I think that would hit the land market and still touch the beer geeks. So I'm like, what do you think? IPA, they're too aggressive. What about a pale ale? I'm a fan of pale ales. He's like, yeah. He's like, actually, dude, I have a pale ale that has a pilsner body. I'm like, dude, what does that look like? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, dude, it's a pale ale with a pilsner body. I'm like, okay, let me try it. So I try it. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. I go, can we replicate this thing? Because that was small batch. I'm like, I'm not sure we can replicate it. He's like, dude, it's all good. I'm a pro now. Sorry, dude. I got it. I got this. I'm like, dude, you got this? I'm like, all right, perfect, dude. I'm like, that was like a weight off, dude. So then we came up with the recipe. Again, I looked around LA, dude. Nobody could do it. We found this place in San Jose, and they were able to do it. And they created this thing. And we got the Band of Delirians. Down in San Jose.
In San Jose, yeah. Because my big idea was to have it here in LA, but again, it was like everybody's at capacity, and I couldn't find anybody else. And then by just me goofing around and just reading everything I can, I found that these guys were Hermitage Brewing. They were like a Silicon Valley incubator for contract brewing. Okay. I'm like, holy shit! I go, this is kind of cool.
That's right up your alley,
bro. I need some guidance, dude, because I kind of knew what I was doing, but not really. It
goes together with your virtual brewery.
Exactly. And I had just sold my company, the 3 Collective, for my partners, dude. So I had a little chunk of change, dude. But this money was going directly to these guys. So anyway, I got the thing, and it was ready to go. I got it shipped, and I'm like, dude, now I got to sell it. I'm like, holy crap, dude, what am I gonna do? So then I started to just to read everything I can and just asking people, like, I didn't even know how to price it, to be honest with you. So anyway, so I reached out. The first people I reached out to was Sarah's Market. I'm like, hey guys, I have beer. Can I bring it by? Yeah, I got it now, dude. They're a little nervous because I didn't know what I was doing, right? And then I know they were gonna ask me how to price it. I didn't know how to price it, so I go up there, right? They're mad cool, dude. I'm like, where's my beer? And they're like, how much you bring? I'm like, I brought like 3 cases. They're like, how much you want for it? I go, you know what, dude? I go, I don't know. Then they're like, and they were being super cool. They're like, we'll give you X amount of dollars for a case. I'm like, cool.
Did you know how much it costs you?
I know how much it costs me. Yeah, and then your margin is like 30%.
Well, I mean, it depends.
Not so much.
It depends on a lot of things and what you're including in your margin. Some people don't include delivery, transportation.
Dude, I had to include everything because I couldn't afford.
Because you're doing everything.
I'm doing everything, and one person operation, dude.
Yeah.
And actually, I was gonna contact you, but at that time I was like, I need to get rid of this stuff, and then I contacted you for Smorgasbord, and then again, dude, thank you. You were like, dude, bring it over.
Yeah.
And then after a while, dude, when you started ordering, dude, my favorite call was on Tuesday or Wednesday, saying, hey, dude, you got any more? And yeah, dude. So then that, and then I put in Ramirez, and it started happening. You know what I mean? And really, it was just me putting the word out. It was East LA beer brand. It's not Cholo, like, shout out to Beer Thug. People do that, but they do it well. And
they
people
do it when it's
terribly.
authentic to who they are.
Exactly. And some people do it terribly.
Yeah.
Luchador, Frida Kahlo, Mariachi, all that stuff. Dude, again, it's been done.
Yeah.
And to different degrees and stuff. I'm like, dude, I can't jump in that boat. And then, dude, my name's Julio. I'm a brown dude from East LA. You can smell Chicano a mile away, right? So I'm like, I want to do something different, man. I want to bring in music, art, and that kind of thing to the beer, right? So I don't know how to do that just yet. So I'm like, you know what, logo. It's important for it to be from California. I can't say it's from LA per se, but the beer brand, the feel, look and feel, and everything is East LA.
The spirit's East LA, yeah.
The spirit's East LA. So I went with the quail. It's this California state bird. I figured it covers all California. And then the East LA vibe, I'm gonna do subgenres of music of East LA. So the first one was ska reggae. Dude, just a big ska reggae scene on the Latino side, and that crosses over to the general market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then so I was thinking, well, there's goth, there's a Morrissey Latinos. There's a rockabilly.
Yeah.
So let me explore this and let me run this beer company like I would a record label. So each beer is going to have its own image and feel, and is hopefully going to have its own like music genre that it's attached to and art and everything. So I was like, okay, who am I going to hit up that's ska, reggae, Latino, and local and stuff? So I'm like, the Delirians. I was a fan of theirs and everything, and then hit them up. They were like down to do it. We had a deal where like, let's help each other out. You be the ambassador, you be the face, because he wants to see this face on the beer. You guys could be the face.
Everybody does.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So then I was like, look, you guys could be the ambassadors and stuff, and let's just help each other out. Dude, we're from East LA, Royal Heights and everything. Dude, let's help each other out. And if something big comes up, it's all good. They're like, cool. So we did that for about 6 months and everything. They did a great job for us. Dude. We promoted the hell out of it. The beer sold well, thanks to you guys and everything. And all of a sudden, they got attention, and dude, they moved on to bigger things. And I was happy for them to move on to other things. Another big beer company came, took them, did their thing with them, dude. It was awesome.
That's dope.
I was more than happy to be a part of that and all that. And then I'm like, okay, so now the next move is to try to get someone here in LA to do it. Continue with this genre of music and everything. Do collaborations. We just did a collaboration with these guys from it's called Liberation Brewing out in Long Beach, because I wanna introduce East LA music vibe, Los Lobos, the art, Garfield High, that whole cool, interesting history.
Yeah.
And I want to bring it out to other people. So then we're like, Long Beach is one good spot that we can go and make an impact, mixed crowd. I have my Snoop like LBC thing, and then one of my partners actually lives in Long Beach and stuff, and there's a whole scene going on there, big brew community. So then we decided to do a collaboration with them for Dia de los Muertos. It was called Flor de Muerto. It was a blonde ale with Mosaic hop. Great, dude. It sold out quick. It was their beer, but it was a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
We put it out at Chella's and we put it out at their tap room, dude. It sold out pretty quickly. Thank you to everybody. And we're like, this is a good way.
How many barrels do you guys make on that?
They made 5 barrels, and then, but again, I think it sold like within less than a month.
What's the smallest run they can do? 5?
Smallest one, you can do 3.
3?
But it behooves you to do 5 to 7.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because the less you do, the more costly it is. You know how with volume.
And is a barrel 2 kegs? 1 barrel's 2 kegs?
The barrel, I'm not exactly sure. Let's Google that. But it's like I believe it's 10 cases per barrel.
Because the big kegs,
yeah,
those are actually called half kegs.
Right, or the 1/6, the 6
yeah, the slim. That's a slim. There's a quarter. Right. The big kegs are halves.
The half gallon.
So I was always wondering
the half barrel. Sorry,
half barrel. So I'm assuming double is 30 gallons.
You're the mathematician here, bro. You know what? Yes. Maybe we can do a follow-up thing and find out what the math is on this. But yeah, you're definitely on the right track. And then so we're gonna continue to do collaborations and all that. But then again, it's expensive. Everything's cut out of my own pocket, dude. I have no real partner. My partner is my wife. And my strategic partners are Ricky Rivera from SoCal Cerveceros president, and then Fred Llamas, who's in the board of directors of that too, and then Tim, my brewing partner, research and development guy, and that's it. But financially, dude, it's coming out of my pocket and my wife's pocket, which is both our pocket. But we felt it was important to do that because, dude, we can go like this and say, hey, Fernando, you know what, dude, the idea is right here. Yeah. This is what we want, you know. And if anybody wants to invest, the negotiation gets a little bit slower. I mean, a little bit. It's a little faster negotiation.
Yeah, and you have a little more leverage because they have a thing.
Exactly, and then you have your sales sheets. I mean, luckily it's sold, and even if it didn't sell, dude, I would push it. And then I'm a PR guy, so I'm gonna definitely push it on the marketing and publicity side, and do what we can. And then the next beer, hopefully, will be done here in LA. We're aiming at March, but again, in the meantime, my partners and I, we sat together. We're like, look. We can't sit on our hands because, again, it's expensive, and then there's a lull between runs because you got to go get the money. It's quite a bit of money.
Yeah, it's capital intensive. That's what everybody says.
Capital
Let
intensive.
me try one. Let's try one.
Go for it.
One right now.
Yeah, go for it. There you go. And then
La Codorniz.
La
QPA,
Codorniz.
12 Pale Ale.
Yeah, the Codorniz again.
5.1.
5.1 ABV. And again, this is
Hecho en Califas.
There we go.
Hecho en Califas.
Hey, that's good luck. Salud, man.
Cheers.
And again, this is one that I've had as part of my archive and stuff. So it's a little older, but it mellows out, and that's why
it matures really well, dude.
I was shocked, and that's what actually Javier Cabral told me, dude. He's like, dude. All of a sudden, it gets a little maltier, less on the hop end. You know what I mean?
Dude.
But it's weird because, dude, some people would like it better this way. I don't know.
I low-key kind of do.
There you go, dude. So now I'm in trouble. No, I'm joking.
But I always liked it because that flavor. You know, it's like it's beer with flavor, and it's got character.
Thank you.
But it's actually like it matures really well.
Yeah, dude, and I think I got lucky with that. But again, dude, that's why it's important to get people that know what the hell they're doing. Yeah. Tim knows what he's doing, dude. He's gotten 2 medals at GABF. One was a gold, one was a bronze. He knows what he's doing, and you have to have faith too, dude, because, dude, I'm a stickler, dude. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? And I need to learn how to chill. I need to get a little bit more on your vibe because, dude, I mean, you're just as stressed as I am, if not more, because, dude, I see your hustle, dude. I see your grind. I see your family's grind. And all the stuff that we do ain't shit compared to what our parents did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what keeps everything in perspective.
Nos quejamos, dude. Yeah. You know, I've seen my parents hustle. My parents are made of steel, dude. Yeah. All this stuff that...
Mine too.
Ya que me quejo, like, oh my God, this and that. Dude, like, dude, that's laughable, dude. Are you kidding me? Anyway, dude, so then, okay, we released it. Again, it fared well, dude. We're excited to do the other thing, but there's lows in between runs, so then we're introducing, this is actually an exclusive to you guys, this is the first time I'm talking about it. We're introducing Mundial beverages.
Nice.
And so our next move is going to be, we're introducing coffee. It's going to be Cafés Mundial.
And is that like a canned coffee, bottled coffee? Or
it's going to be ground coffee and also a whole bean coffee, and then eventually going into some more cold brew with our own unique twist to it.
Okay.
But that's going to be the next thing.
When is that dropping?
Hopefully in the next month or so.
And where is that going to be available?
We're trying to get it at, actually our first collaboration, funny enough, is going to be with Sarah's Market. As a thank you to them, and also, dude, nice foot traffic, dude, they're great people and everything, and they sell coffee, and their wine list is increasing, dude. Yeah. It's becoming a whole thing. It's been a thing, but it's becoming a whole entire thing.
Yeah, that thing is really, really popping off.
Dude, it's really exciting, and we need that kind of stuff on the east side. So we're going to do the first one with them, and then we have a couple of artists that we're talking to right now that I really can't talk much about it, but I'm super excited. You guys will be the first to know, and we're going to be rolling that way.
That's cool.
And then subsequently, dude, I want to try to get into wine. And then I want to get into mixes for cocktails, but very specific. I can talk to you this offline because I think you're kind of be into it. But dude, Mundial beverages, we need to move and just do other things because I don't want to sit still, dude. I don't know how to do that. Again, it comes back to our parents, dude. If you can lean, you can clean, kind of thing, right? So then I'm trying to make that consistent move so that when one thing is going, another thing can chill for a second while we recalibrate and regroup and come up with another idea, because all our projects are going to be concept based. There's going to be something to it. You know what I mean? So the one with Sarah's Market, we're looking into calling it the real East Side, Because everybody claims East Side. They say Silver Lake and all that stuff, but this is the real East Side, east of the LA River kind of thing. So we're gonna have an East Side roast with Sarah's Market. That's gonna be the first one, and then again, a couple other artists that we're working with. We're gonna do something with them, and then let's see what happens, dude.
Well, congratulations. That's a hell of a trajectory, man.
Dude, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
¿Qué
Like,
se va a hacer?
¿qué se va a hacer, dude? Nos padres nos acostumbraron a este modo, dude. Like, I see you. I think I remember going to Smorgasbord one time, and then was it fresh off your honeymoon or something, or you did, or your bachelor party or something, and you were there that Sunday. I think you were a little hungover and everything, but like, dude, you were there handling your business. And I was like, wow. And we were there thinking that you're probably not going to be there because we heard that you were. I think it was like your bachelor party or something. I don't know what it was.
I didn't have a bachelor party.
It was something. You went off somewhere to do something.
I think it might have been the week after my wedding.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. And I'm like, he's not gonna be here, dude. He's probably some kind of beach, like hung out, strung out somewhere. Sure enough, you were there. And I'm like, dude, if this dude can make it to Smorgasbord after this whole, party situation, then I think I have nothing to sweat. I should have no excuses. So it's just keep him busy, man. That's all it is. And then like now we have a radio show with me and Ray Ricky. It's called Radio Mundial and La Banda Elástica, which we need to talk to you about being a guest because
we'll take the Michelada show to your radio station.
Dude, that'll be great, dude, because we talk about business. It's more business oriented kind of thing, more like how you built this kind of thing. Like that podcast.
Great podcast.
Talk about like the way you came about your salud.
Oh, sorry.
Your michelada and then like your grind and stuff, and just really to inspire other people, dude, because hopefully we can serve as mentors. Yeah. There's not a lot of us out here. And then sometimes you find that some people are a little stingy with the information.
That's the weirdest thing.
But I think that it's because we emphasize the thing, we believe in the scarcity.
Yeah.
And we think
scarcity mentality. I come from an abundance mentality.
You have to come from an abundance mentality, but I think that you can only think abundant when you have abundance.
Yeah.
Because when you're grinding, you're hungry, you're like, dude, I want something, and the only thing that you can focus on is what's immediately in front of you. But when you're cool, when you have this next level thinking, because you have to reach right? You have to reach a next level thinking with entrepreneurship, right? Patience, faith, and all that stuff. You have to suspend everything and just be like, everything's gonna work out fine. And if you can do that, you keep your wits about you, you make the smarter moves, and then you start realizing like, you know what? Answers are everywhere, dude. I start seeing things, I'm like, hey, that looks cool for design. Hey, well, wait a minute, with this song, oh yeah, it kind of brings up this idea and all that. You have to quiet your mind and really just embrace what's around you. Yeah. But I think for the most part, dude, it's just finding the things that move you and jumping in. It's a risk, dude. But man, are you gonna regret it? So, dude, like we talked a lot.
You're doing the sign off?
No, I'm just saying, like, no, I think this is awesome, and I think that I'm actually kind of give you indirect props for this kind of thing because, dude, you're actually opening up this kind of dialogue, and you're like. You don't hold things back, you know what I mean?
No, I'm very open with everything. You can ask me anything, anybody can ask me anything. And you can subscribe and show your friends and share everybody.
It's on YouTube, right?
It's on YouTube.
Where exactly is it on YouTube?
I Love Micheladas. Just search I Love Micheladas. I Love Michelada Show.
I Love Michelada Show. Okay, well.
Where can people find more about you?
Okay, dude, okay. Instagram, dude, I'm heavy on Instagram. It's at Chelas Mundial. On Facebook, it's
Chelas Mundial is the company, or is that your personal? Or have they merged?
It's what it is that, okay, In the Studs is my own, like, little blog thing, but I'm phasing that out. But the company's name is Cerveceria Mundial, but like for like a nickname, Chelas Mundial.
Chelas Mundial. Chelas Mundial.
Kind of like Budweiser is Bud. Yeah. This is like Cerveceria Mundial, because some people can't pronounce Cerveceria Mundial. I say Chelas Mundial. Chelas Mundial kind of rolls off the tongue, and it just kind of takes it back to where we're from. You know what I mean? Like just drinking some
Facebook.
Facebook Cerveceria Mundial or just Julio Trejo, either one. And then Radio Mundial, La Banda Elástica.
Where can people find that? Is that on everything? Stitcher, iTunes, everything?
Right now, it's on TuneIn Live. It's Thursdays 6 to 8.
You can only catch it live.
Catch it live, but then now we're doing podcasting. Okay. Now it's on Apple and also Google, a few others, and that's under Radio Mundial.
Okay.
So you can find us there, and that's. We have a ton of people. We love to have you. We talk about entrepreneurship. We talk about life. We talk about business. We talk about just being mentors towards people that really want to kind of break out of where they're at, and they're looking for people that are actually doing it or in the middle of doing it.
Yeah.
Because, dude, we need that. You know.
Well, I'll be there.
Dude, you're home.
Let me know,
compadre.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, brother.
Bringing in all this beer, wonderful beer.
Thank you. You can keep it and then continue success, bro, dude. And then catch him at Smorgasburg. Wait, Smorgasburg is
Every Sunday.
every Sunday, dude.
Cerveceria Mundial.
I love micheladas. My man. Boom.